Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your September 2022 monthly horoscope. My name is Alexander Creek. I'm an astrologer and intuitive. Let's go ahead and get into it. Just a gentle reminder, I would watch these videos for your rising sign. If you know your rising sign, that's dependent on your birth time. It's going to be a little bit more directly applicable to you and a lot more accurate. However, you can still watch for your sun sign and see if that resonates for you. All right, Taurus. So August was a bit of a shit show. There was a lot happening in August 2022 for you guys, especially me included as a Taurus sun and Scorpio rising. So a lot happening in August. September is a little bit of a calmer month. So thank God. So it's a little bit of a break. So I did want to address something I didn't mention in last month's video or last month's podcast is that you have the planet Mars of action, of energy, passion, conflict, of heat. That planet is entered into your second house of money and finances for the next 7 months. So Mars went into Gemini at the end of August, and I just forgot to mention it in the last video. Mars usually is only in a sign for about 2 months at a time, 2.5 months. And this time it gets all the way to the end of Gemini and then retrograde. So it's in Gemini for a very long time. So that's a significant transit. So Mars can represent your energy, your motivation, and also maybe where you're just having to really take action or maybe even having a little conflict. So Mars spending 7 months in your income sector means that you're really going to be thinking about perhaps how you can make more money, about adding a stream of income into like adding some sort of stream a stream of income into your life. You could also be even like increasing spending as well too, or just really kind of spending a lot of energy and thought and just around spending, around income, around finances. The thing is this transit does offer the opportunity, really gives you like the gas, the energy to go after, liquid resources, cash, possessions, those kinds of things. So it's definitely going to be spending a long time in that sign. So I think there's going to be definitely a lot of thought and a lot of energy dedicated to finances, to your income, to your personal resources, essentially, because that's really what the second house represents. So, this might be a time that you're going to ask for a raise, or that you are going to really kind of work on, making yourself maybe more financially solvent, essentially. And you really do have that opportunity with this transit. Um, so, okay, so that is going to be in Gemini until about until about March 2023. So let's talk about the month of September. So, first of all, we have Venus changing signs. So, Venus is the planet of love, of relationships, of attraction, of harmony, of money, and balance. And this planet is going to be it goes into Virgo on September 5th, meaning that it is going to move into your fifth house of romance, of creativity, of children, of sex, of recreation, of fun. Okay, so from September 5th through September 29th, you're going to have the opportunity to to recreate, to enjoy, to bring a little bit of pleasure into that area of your chart, because where Venus kind of moves through your chart is kind of where you have opportunity, you have like the chance to kind of attract things to you. So if your sex life is in need of a little bit of baba boom, or whatever words describe what I'm trying to say, or this can also improve relationships with the children in your life. This can give your creativity a little boost, or anything, or anything where you're kind of giving birth to some sort of creative project. You might feel a little bit more creative with Venus going through Virgo in your fifth house. And then anything that's just fun, and like in like recreation. You might just if there's some opportunity, I would definitely take advantage of it. And this is really good for if you're single and you kind of want to improve like your dating and romance life. Like fifth house is sort of where dating and romance is. It's kind of where that stuff starts. The seventh house is like serious relationships, significant relationships. So I would get out there if you're feeling like it, with this energy going through your fifth house. So you get that transit through most of the month, beginning September 5th. Next, we have on September 10th, we have two things. We have Mercury stationing retrograde, and we have a full moon in Pisces. So, firstly, let's talk about the full moon in Pisces. Full moon can bring culmination, completion, things coming to fruition, things coming to illumination or awareness. And that is taking place in your 11th house. So that'll be, yes, hold on. I'm just looking. Yes, okay. That's taking place in your 11th house. So a couple things with this full moon. So number one, that full moon taking place in your 11th house, there can be just a completion, a culmination, a lot more energy, or illumination or awareness around groups and friends, and also your hopes and wishes and goals for the future. So it may be that you manifest some goal around this time. It may also be that perhaps that you have something going on with a friend. Perhaps you're completing some kind of relationship. Perhaps there's just a lot more activity in the area of your chart. You could be really involved in some group where you have some kind of shared interest with everyone. It could be some sort of like humanitarian organization or some sort of club. It could just be that there's a lot of activity going on, or it could be that you are completing some sort of like affiliation that you have. Either way, the house of groups and friends in your hopes and wishes for the future is really going to be highlighted during that full moon. That full moon as well, it's a really like vibey full moon because it's in the sign of Pisces. It's in this sort of deep, compassionate, sensitive, intuitive sign. It's also going to be conjunct the planet Neptune. As far as conjunctions go, a conjunction is when two planets or 2 points are really kind of close together. They're kind of far apart, but they're still close enough for me I think that we'll feel that energy. So the planet Neptune represents intuition, sort of like intuition over logic, dreams, that kind of thing. So this full moon conjunct Neptune, I think that you'll feel a little bit more connected to your intuition, to your dreams, and to intuition versus logic, and also just to sensitivity and feelings. There's going to be a lot of that energy around that time. And again, that's going to be connected to groups and friends for you. So I would just consider it. Also, that full moon is going to be making a little bit of a square, so a dynamic kind of conflict energy to Mars, the planet of action and conflict. I would say with that energy is that around the full moon you may feel like you have to sort of make some sort of adjustment or take some sort of action. Like there is some sort of action element to this full moon, even though it is kind of intuition and logic. I would also say too, logical thinking kind of slows down a little bit, or it's a little bit foggier around this full moon. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Otherwise, not a bad full moon at all. Same day, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to station retrograde in your 6th house. So it's going to station retrograde in Libra. So, during a Mercury retrograde, we have it a few times a year. It's really not a big deal. We have these all the time, but still it's worth noting. So I'm going to say around September 10th, September 11th, when Mercury stations, so when it looks from our vantage point that it stops moving, it's going to be more important to really watch things related to communication, to travel, to technology, and to just kind of communicate clearly, or just to kind of anticipate delays and kind of weird stuff in the air, because when Mercury stations, it just tends to be a little bit more unstable. I would also say the same thing around October 2nd, October 1st, because that's when it stations direct. So just kind of keep in mind that those kind of key dates of when shit just is a little bit more haywire as far as communication goes. So the reflect and review kind of aspect of it, you're going to be really kind of reflecting and reviewing as far as, hold on, let me think. Yeah, okay. As far as your daily work and your health habits go. So you may just be reflecting or reviewing or going back over something related to your daily work, to coworkers, to employees, to your daily grind. Also related to your bodily health, your physical health. Maybe thinking about, hey, is my nutrition up to par? Should I change something relating to it, or should I add something to my exercise routine? It could also have to do with pets as well, just because pets has to do with the 6th house energy. On September 23rd, Mercury is going to backtrack more. It's going to change signs and go into your fifth whole sign house. So you may be rethinking things from September 23rd to September or through October 2nd, relating to perhaps like romantic relationship. It could be like reflecting or reviewing anything relating to your romantic life, your creativity, or children, or any way that you have fun. Honestly, too, you could be thinking like, am I having enough fun? Like, what can we do different in this area of my life? So we have right after that we have a new moon in Libra. That new moons represent a new opportunity, a new cycle, a seed being planted. That new moon is going to arrive on September 25th, and it takes place in your sixth house. So if you're looking for some, like a new gig, a new job, or just like if you're looking to pick up like a side gig or something like that, that can be helpful energy for that, because that's what the sixth house represents, is your work, your daily work, like not your overall career per se, but definitely your daily job. Anything related, if you need to hire someone, if you need to, it could be also related to your bodily health as well. So this could be a time where you're thinking about implementing some sort of new health routine or anything connected to your bodily health. And again, it could be also connected to pets as well. It could be new opportunities connected to pets. So that's what we have for this month. So we obviously have some stuff happening, but it is, I think, a little bit of a slowing down. And we have more action in October and November, especially for us Tauruses as well. So, but I would say this is kind of a month where I'm just of integrating things and letting things kind of slow down a little bit. So if you enjoyed this video, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and comment, maybe let me know what's going on in your life, what you're looking forward to this month, and make sure to please subscribe if you enjoy these videos. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, go ahead and leave me a 5-star rating if you enjoy it, and share with your friends. It's always really, really helpful. So thanks again for listening. And again, if you want more information on your birth chart or want to know what's coming up for you, I am available for private sessions as well. You can find the link for that in the notes or in the comments. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy your September.